Have you ever wondered what the secret is to profitable trading? Today, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of my own live accounts and the secret process I use to pick the best strategies. And this is the exact system I've used to generate $14,560 in my account over the past few months. Let's start off with the big picture of what the strategy development process looks like. The very first step is the build, where we figure out what the logic is going to be. Then we move on to testing our strategy to double check its robustness. And then we monitor its performance before live trading. The build and test phase in this process is done using Strategy Quant software, and the monitoring process is done on the MetaTrader platform. This is the step we are going to dive in today, the monitoring process. This step is crucial to make sure our live trading is similar to our backtesting and to pick up any bugs and make any mistakes before we take these exact strategies and move them to our live full risk portfolio. In this step, I take my strategies and I trade them on a live account, not a demo. And the reason I do this is because I want to see real slippage, real spread, and real commissions. When you trade a demo, you don't get slippage, and depending on your broker, you might not even get charged commissions and swaps. So that's why I trade all my strategies that I plan to trade live on a small trading account to experience live trading costs in live trading conditions. Here is my MetaTrader terminal with 33 strategies on this very small account, and you can see down in the volume column that I am trading with the smallest lot size possible. With Forex, this is generally 0.01 lots, and with crude oil, this is 0.5 lots on my broker. And I've got this account linked to FX Blue so we can take a look at the high level stats. And here you can see this account has been going for 231 days. It started off with $1,000 and trading the smallest lot size. It is now currently up 108% with a maximum drawdown of 22.1%. But because this is a test account, we are not looking at the smoothness of the equity chart. This is not a proper portfolio. It's just a bunch of random strategies that I put in one account for testing. I haven't done correlation analysis on these strategies, which is why sometimes you see these huge violent moves in equity up and down. But it is good to see that overall, from a big picture perspective, the account is trending upwards, and I'm trading a lot of different assets in this account. I've got a whole bunch of Forex pairs, gold and crude oil, and USD Japanese yen, making a significant portion of the trades. Unfortunately, because this account is so small, I wanted to test out another 30 strategies, so I ended up opening up another brand new strategy pool. And this one hasn't been running for as long, 168 days, but you can see this account started off at $1,000 and is currently up 166% with a 27% drawdown. Again, the equity curve is trending upwards, not perfectly smooth with jagged peaks up and down because this is not a balanced portfolio, but my test account. Again, we're seeing a variety of different instruments. Here, I'm also trading the USD 500 index, gold and crude oil, and I am taking the lessons learned from my first strategy pool and leaning into the assets that are making more profits, which is why this one is quite heavy on the USD Japanese yen and gold as well. Here is my MetaTrader 5 terminal with all the strategies, each in its own separate window. This one has more variety in terms of time frames. I've got a 30-minute time frame, a whole bunch of 1 hour time frames, and a bunch of 4-hour time frames as well. Let's dive into one of the strategies. Here you can see on the top right, my naming convention is Strategy Quant SQ. I've got XAU USD gold, H4, which indicates the 4-hour time frame, and a number 33134, which is the random number that Strategy Quant gives you when you use the genetic builder. You can see on the charts there have been a lot of trading over the past month, and this chart shows all the trades that will have taken place across all the different robots on gold. But the way I identify which trade belongs to which robot is by using a unique magic number. So this strategy is named 33134. So the magic number I use is 33134. So if we take a look down below here in the open trades, and you've got the magic number column 33134. So this open trade here of $47.72 belongs to this particular strategy. And when you link your MetaTrader account to FX Blue, you can filter by strategy by magic numbers. Here is one of the strategies that I sent out to the students of my Algo Lab community back in the 25th of August 2025. And then I placed it on my strategy pool. And this is already filtered by magic number 8341. So the first trade was executed on the 4th of September 2025. And overall, the equity curve has been profitable so far. Here's another strategy that I sent out to the members in May 2025, and this one is trading on the pound New Zealand. I've already filtered out by magic number 421,141, so you can see this one has been pretty smooth as well. However, I noticed that the most recent trade was a few months ago, back in September. So that's about 3-4 months ago, and it has not traded recently, even though the equity curve looks pretty good. It is concerning to see that it hasn't traded in a few months. So what I'm going to do is take a look at the backtest and see if this behavior is the same. And from the backtest, which stopped back in April 2025, it traded every single month. So this is not normal behavior. So even though this strategy looks good in my live account, because it has not traded and because it does not match the backtest results, I am going to take this one out of my strategy pool. The next one, and now we're switching over to USD Japanese Yen 4-hour time frame, and this one has been trading for about 6 months now. I have no concerns about this one because it looks great. And finally, let's take a look at a gold trading strategy. Also looking great, so no actions for this particular strategy. So far, we've just looked at good equity curves. Let's look at a couple of mediocre strategies. This one is on the Euro New Zealand H1, and instead of the upwards equity curve, this one is trading sideways, but I don't expect every single strategy to perform amazingly. This one still looks okay. I wouldn't take this one out of my strategy pool because it's perfectly fine for strategies to be in a loss or trade sideways over a period of a few months. And the same with this strategy, again on the Euro New Zealand, trading sideways, but I can't see anything wrong with this strategy, so I'm going to keep it in. Now we're going to look at strategies that are removed and that I am no longer trading. This one I traded for 3 months from June to September last year, and the reason I stopped trading it because I didn't like the logic, not because it had a series of losses over 3 months. That's perfectly fine. I just didn't like the logic that Strategy Quant came up with. Here is another strategy I traded for a month back in July, and I took this one out for multiple reasons. First of all, it is losing, but that's not the reason I took this one out. I understand that all strategies will have a drawdown period, but if you look at the logic up here, you can see it's a bit more complicated than what I would like. And when I retested this strategy on bigger spreads, it failed my robustness tests. So that's why I took this one out as well. At this stage, you might be wondering, Lisa, give us your secrets. Give us the strategy logic. Where is the strategy logic? I can look it up, but it's not something I'm concentrating on because it's not about the strategy. It's about the process. Process will beat a single strategy every single time. Worrying about the strategy logic means you're thinking small. You're concentrating on the build step, which is less than 20% of the entire process. I let the software create strategies for me, and I concentrate my efforts on the other 80% of the remainder of the process. So in the monitoring phase, this is an ever-evolving process. With the strategy pool, we are monitoring it, we are adding more strategies, and we are removing strategies. You might remove strategies based on a particular logic that you don't like, a particular set of indicators, because after testing many strategies with many indicators, you might find a pattern where a particular indicator seems to always fail. If you're testing multiple timeframes, you might find that the lower timeframes are not as profitable as the higher timeframes. And you're testing a variety of different assets. So far, we've seen some amazing equity charts, we've seen some mediocre equity charts, and some strategies that I'm no longer trading, but that is not the complete picture. That is 8 out of the 60 strategies that I am testing out. Now we've got a new chart. This one shows all the strategies across both strategy pools, so you can see where I have cherry picked the examples. The green lines are the ones I've already shown you, and the gray lines are the ones I did not show you. This chart was created by using the FX Blue CSV export, and then I used a visualization tool called Tableau from back in my days as a data analyst to get a bird's eye view of all the different strategies that I'm trading and to see if I can spot any trends. So I didn't show you the best and most profitable strategies, and I didn't show you the worst performing strategies. But you can see in this chart, there were some strategies that were super profitable. Remember that these are all trading at the minimum lot size, which is 0.01 for Forex and different for crude oil and indices. And so we've got some strategies that are making a lot of profit. Some strategies are making losses, but most of them, the majority, are actually mediocre, but mediocre in a good way. So most are bunched up about here, just above the zero line. So even though they're mediocre, they're positively mediocre, which means they're still profitable. They're still making money. Not a lot, but still making money, which is key in all of this. Because if you add up all these strategies, the profitable strategies, the losing strategies, and the mediocre strategies, you can see overall for both my strategy pools, they are both making profits and the account is trending up in both pools. This tells me that my build process and my testing process is good. It is robust. It is producing profitable strategies on average. I cannot guarantee that every single strategy is going to be profitable all the time, but that is totally fine, and it's in line with market dynamics. My strategies are not 1 or 2 cherry-picked strategies from an overall losing pool like this example one. It is not consisting of 50 losing strategies and only 1 or 2 are profitable. Because if your strategy pool is overall losing and you only have 1 or 2 profitable strategies, then you are relying on luck. And even if you pick the 1 or 2 profitable strategies in a losing strategy pool, how do you know that the strategy is going to continue to perform? This is a huge red flag and indicates that the build and test process needs improvement. Everyone is going to have a different strategy pool, and this is the strategy pool of one of my students, Lucas. Again, you can see it is trending upwards over the course of 2 months, and this one is trading only Forex pairs. So the next step for this student is to diversify into other assets like gold, indices, and commodities. So the performance of your strategy pool really does depend on having a good process for the build and testing components of the workflow. And if you want to see the exact process I use in the build and test blocks, watch this video right here. Thanks. Bye.